Let's take a look at BTTX. So on the watch list this morning, um, pretty big move today. We had a little bit of a gap up in the pre-market, but real light volume, and then it faded. And if we look here on the 1 minute, you can see it just kind of found support at that 135 level, which was a bit of a consolidation level just from recent days, and then it kind of got some traction, but it wasn't really until we broke VWAP when we really started to get some volume. It had been in a bit of a downtrend for the past, I don't know, like a few weeks or so. Only like 2 green candles in there, and they're, almost red themselves. So probably makes sense that there might be a big short interest in this one. So we kind of break VWAP, and that's when you start to get the big volume. Really, I guess kind of almost at like 155 level, which was a little bit of a level in the pre-market and just from in the past on the daily. So that's going to trigger off some stuff, and then have a little bit of a consolidation at the 1.6 to almost 1.7 range, and just trade sideways a little bit for the day. But then you kind of see a slow grind. I would say mid-afternoon, a little bit of a breakout above 170, which kind of just became a level intraday. That's the beginning of or rather in the morning, that was kind of like almost a resistance level. Kind of just, you can see it wedging up to that. Maybe in the 5 minutes, a little bit of a better view. You see it just wedging up to that, and then just the breakout over that really sends it. That's when you start to see more volume come in. This is low float. Let me see if I can just get the number. Yeah, pretty low float. I'm seeing shares 23 million. Float's probably actually less than that. So big on the volatility. So you can see this breakout over 170, and that just brings in the volume, the momentum. And then you see this breakout over 1.9, basically following up through over $2. You see this monster move from 185 to basically 220. If we kind of zoom in here, we can see like just tons of green, tons of volume coming in, but then just a hard flush down. This was a purely technical play, so nothing much of really catalyst driving to support it. But you can just see then on the other side, just big volume just tapping out. Maybe you get a little bit of a consolidation here. Volume, I guess to some extent it kind of is decreasing in this spike up. There's just one outlier. RSI is decreasing a little bit, so it's not picture perfect, but maybe an indicator of a flush down. But this is just a huge flush down. People are probably risking off in this consolidation. It's huge momentum. They're expecting it to go further. Risking off, maybe 218 is a level, flushes down. You also have some probably risking off in this consolidation level, maybe 210. Breaks, just keeps flushing down, doesn't find support till roughly, almost at 1.9 level. Kind of dips under, and then you just see huge spike up again. You're probably going to get a lot of people short on this backside, especially around this 1.9 level. And then, it consolidates in a VWAP, and then just a little bit of volume pushes it up. Low float, volatile, price action goes up higher. And then it's also going to trigger these like 1.9 stop losses, and you're going to have a whole cycle again of price action moving up. Just really volatile. You can see these big candles, big wicks, but slowly grounded back up to that 225 level, looking for a breakout there. Had some tests, nothing substantial. I mean, volume's fading out in the day after that big 1.9 squeeze. Just kind of fades out, so nothing to hold it up there again. And now we're just going to not even really trading at $2. I think definitely one to watch. There's going to be a lot of short positions in this 220 range. So if it can hold this $2 range tomorrow in the open, squeeze up to this, or just kind of grind up to 220, get a break at 225, you might see another squeeze. But as far as how much more after that, I don't really know. I don't see much of possible technical plays off that. I think really you're just looking for a breakout over that 225 level. If it can hold this 2 range, I mean, if it can't really hold the 1.9 level, might see a retracement back to 1.7. But a lot of momentum, a lot of volume at the end of the day, so it's definitely one to keep on the radar tomorrow. Big potential for tomorrow. Let's look at GOVX. This is on the watch list as well. Bit of a continuation play from, I don't know, started about 2 trading days ago. So what, last Friday? See a bit of a squeeze yesterday, fades in the extended hours, but then right before the open, you see volume just coming in, breaking view up, and then just kind of slowly grinding. You get this big break of 2-3, which is just then just really sends it for a breakout. Kind of have these levels of 255 and 2.7 from yesterday, but it just breaks through that even before the bell. Let's see if I can get to this. Consolidation above the 2.7. A little bit of a breakout on the open 2, big volume. RSI is decreasing now, and you see volume decrease out a little bit. Just a continuation play, not exactly catalyst driving today. So then you see the flush down. Kind of consolidates around VWAP, so not necessarily going and out. Pretty volatile still, but just kind of hangs above VWAP, and then you kind of get this volume kind of pushing up, and really just this break of this like 2.8 level. Then it sends it, you can squeeze in shorts from this morning with a high of what's that, 338. But on the flip side, just absolutely comes crashing back down to 2.8. If we look more closely, I mean, volume coming in, similar to what we just saw. Volume kind of coming in, price action going up pretty high. Volume roughly kind of stays the same. I mean, RSI maybe decreasing a little bit, but just a huge flush down from like 330. I mean, it taps all the way down to like 290, but then comes back at 3. You probably have, maybe there's people risking off 310, maybe 320. It's not really much consolidation, so most maybe just have people when it trailing stops after this breakup, immediately flushes everything out. Then it kind of almost consolidates around or just above VWAP, but ultimately really just kind of breaks at the end of the day. I mean, we did have another kind of test of 3. You do see a breakout here, but nothing big to break over 3 again. And then you just have a breakdown and people getting in for this consolidation, perhaps going for a new high a day, risking off, I don't know, 2.8 roughly, maybe 2.9, 2.85, breaks that. A lot of people, stop losses, probably just tapped out there, risking off that level. And with that, I mean, we're already kind of a little bit, you can almost say we're a little extended here, because it's a huge technical play. So that it doesn't really find support after that later in the day isn't that surprising. did hold this like 230 level. You know, it's really far off view up. I mean, 244 right now. I'm not trading much in the after hours. Maybe if you get a grind, you need to. It's gonna have to be like a break of, I don't even know, over $3 for anything substantial to the upside. I mean, I think if it can't hold this 2-3, you're probably just gonna see a fade down into like that 2 range. All right, let's look at CBIO. This was on the watch list this morning. Kind of a sideways day, really. Just a low float biotech. You saw a gap up yesterday. Just kind of gapped up and held. But in the after hours, it was a little bit weak and really just kind of traded sideways. Although it, kind of closes above VWAP up and holds that, I think definitely again one to watch for tomorrow. I mean, maybe that 135 level is kind of a key level. That and really this 148 level are the key resistance breakout levels. On the other hand, I mean, it did hold VWAP up pretty well, and maybe there's inflection at 120, but really it's like that 110 level. It's probably your breakdown level. It maybe holds the $1 level like it did in pre-market. But not as much volume as today as it was yesterday. So it kind of touched this, 135 level. I think it's going to be kind of close. I mean, tomorrow morning you gotta have to watch it. I mean, if it can break this 135, and have a breakout over 148, then you might have a little bit to the upside. Just basically a technical play off of yesterday's shorts. I mean, if this thing were to, creep all the way up to 2, if it were somehow to get that momentum, there is a gap to fill up to like maybe 290. I don't know if like this little mini squeeze from yesterday's trades would get it up there. Possibly, possibly not. It needs to just get a lot more volume today. I mean, yesterday it was after like 240 million. Today it's only 50 million. So it does seem to be fading in volume, but sometimes that's can perhaps give people or get more short interest just because of it does look like a good short. However, it's holding up. So kind of really on the plan on it tomorrow. I mean, if it breaks 135 or right around there, maybe it's a long play. If it can't hold 115, maybe it's a short play.